Fudge you, Tony. You're listening to The Line Sports Talk Podcast. It is January 11th, 2017. This is our second playoff edition, and I didn't do so well last week, but the other guys did. Let's do some pick'ems, fellas. Pepperjack, Joey Peeps, what's up?
How we doing, Jackie?
Ready for week 19.
Yeah, were you guys? I mean, you guys were real troopers. I couldn't even make it through that Raiders-Houston game. I don't know if you guys did either, but if you did, you guys got the best things coming to you next year with Derek Carr back. I applaud you for doing so.
Yeah, it was bad. I did sit through every play, every minute. I did drink. Yeah, not good. Not good, but no matter what enthusiasm we discussed and I tried to force in last week's pick'em when I took the Raiders, I didn't believe any of that at all. So,
yeah, we were thinking with our hearts.
Very much so.
There was way too much expected of Connor Cook. I think you and I both thought the defense was going to be the difference. They were going to step up, make some plays. In fact, it just happened quite the opposite. With
you just didn't know Brock Osweiler was that good, did you?
No, but Joe, you're right. Osweiler showed up. He showed.
Will show up on Saturday.
And then it's like you watch Jadeveon Clowney and you're like, oh, so that's why you were the number one overall pick. It took me a long time to get reminded. Okay, I see what you can do when you actually give a shit.
He did. He played lights out. Nice of him to have to deal with a rookie left tackle.
Sure.
Couldn't hurt.
Rodney Hudson injured at center.
Yeah, just a banged-up offensive line, banged-up quarterback. I think Connor Cook is going to be okay, though, as far as where he could be in 3 to 5 years in the NFL. I think that kid has the juice to start someplace.
He really does. I really see him being great for getting, Derek Carr, signaling in Derek Carr what he needs to know. I think he will be great at that. I
think so. He's not going to be there he'll be there for 3 years, and I think he'll go somewhere and fight for a starting job. I don't know where. I don't have the crystal balls, but somewhere. I don't know. I just don't think he looks bad.
That honestly was a crystal ball prediction because we don't even know what he can do yet.
Where's Eddie Lacy going to land next year?
Eddie Lacy's going to land at Sonic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not nice. We're fat shaming.
Yeah, it is 2017, guys.
Yeah, no fat shaming. Actually, I love fat shaming. I think that's awesome.
I do too. It's great.
He's a professional athlete. We can fat shame him all we want. I don't know where Eddie Lacy lands. Does anybody give him big free agent money? I don't think so.
No.
He's not reliable or dependable. You can't depend on him to come in shape, stay in shape. Yeah, and that's the other point.
Very good.
He's not productive.
Especially when you can, and teams are figuring out, you can find running backs. You find gems in the draft. Who's Thomas Rawls? That's a good football player, and he plays well.
The illegitimate son of Lou.
No relation to Lou.
You never know.
This is also true. Lou probably peppered the earth like Johnny Appleseed. Speaking of all those things, you guys want to get into it, man? Let's get into our picks last week. I'm sorry, Jack, I couldn't hear you.
I got a bad vibe that the Cleveland Browns are going to stick their neck out with Eddie Lacy next year. That's why I mentioned Eddie Lacy. Either
I would
the Browns
hope not.
Or the Colts. He looks like someone that would play for the Colts, but
he does.
Yeah, that's a very Ryan Grigson-like move to get Eddie Lacy.
Hey, this guy stinks. Bring him in.
Come on, Andrew Luck. I hate you. I don't care. We're spending the owner's money on you, and I'm going to make sure your life is miserable. I hate you.
Right. What did Andrew Luck and T.Y. Hilton do to anybody in that locker room to deserve the beatings they take? Those are two guys.
That's
Luck
the guy
is
that brought
great.
Trent Richardson in.
Yeah, Trent Richardson. Garbage.
I wonder if Andrew Luck, way down the line, stole Ryan Grigson's girlfriend or something like that. I mean, he really seems to have it out for him, the way he builds a team around him.
Something's not good. Can't believe they actually kept the job.
Huh.
Really and truly. But all of that, man, let's talk real quick, if we can, about this national championship game. Did you guys watch it?
Yeah. Actually, one of the better games I actually saw all year, pound for pound, college football and NFL. It was a great game.
Dynamite.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was an excellent game and lived up to the hype. I'm kind of bummed out that that DeSean Watson is heading off to the promised land that is the NFL, and that we won't get a rubber match next year.
No, but you got to figure, though. I mean, Bama is Bama, and Clemson Dabo Sweeney's built a hell of a program there over the years, too. Yeah. So those two teams will reload. We'll just maybe see a different cast of characters. We'll see Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts to the slot or something because he's just not a quarterback.
No, he proved that over 2 games in the college football playoff that he's a hell of a kid's a hell of an athlete, but he's not meant to play under center.
It's not something he needs to be doing. I don't think that whole situation with Lane Kiffin and everything. I've heard the excuse come out of the Crimson Tide faithful, but I don't know that. I don't know that really means much of anything.
There's no excuse. They lined up. They played the game. The better team won. The better team that night won the game.
Well,
yeah,
I think they
so.
would have.
Are you back there, Pepper Jack?
Well, they would have had a better excuse if their defensive coordinator got another job because they failed on defense. They didn't fail on offense. They put some points on the board. They just couldn't keep them down, you know?
Yeah, well, I think that was probably the first time in a long time that Alabama defense had been on the field for 99 plays.
Well, that's the first offense they faced like that all year long. First quarterback they faced. You're playing in the SEC. Who had a dynamic offense in the SEC this year? Sure as hell wasn't the Florida Gators. Sure as hell wasn't LSU. I mean, who'd they face? Washington was overrated.
Well, Washington was overrated. Well, did they face a good quarterback all year long?
Jake Browning would have been the best for Washington. Would have been the best they'd seen all year prior to DeSean Watson.
Okay, so no.
So the answer is no.
And DeSean Watson, and you've mentioned this before too, Peeps, that the quickest way to rattle that Alabama defense is mobile quarterbacks. Manziel did it. Who else did it?
Manziel was famous. Yeah, there has been. Cam Newton used to give them all kinds of hell.
Yep. Oh, Cam Newton was a nightmare for the Crimson Tide.
Cam Newton was not fair in college anyway, but that being said, though, the key Alabama's weakness on their defense that hadn't been exposed all year long, it's having a mobile quarterback that can move around and create time because Alabama's secondary proved to be very vulnerable. You can throw on them. The problem is not having time to throw the ball because how good that front four is.
Well, we were treated to a pretty good game, and we were treated to a great game, and that's what you can hope for to complete your college football season. So I know some folks out there want some money on Clemson on the money line, Clemson plus the points, so that was a really nice play.
I read Vegas got it up to Gooley with that game.
They had to. I got bad information down here. There were some rumors circulating that something had gone on the night before, and I can't talk about it because it didn't happen. I don't think. I know that the next day it was told to me that was just a very bad rumor, but there was rumor that somebody got in trouble and that somebody probably wasn't going to play, and that something similar to the Mike Williams situation last year where somebody was getting sent home and nobody got sent home, and that the distraction wasn't a real distraction. So all that said, folks, Pepper Jack, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like you keep going in and out there, but I got you. Let's get on to these picks, man. We got some good games. Hopefully this NFL weekend in the playoffs is going to bring us something better than last weekend because those were all duds. I don't care what anybody says. Those were 4 absolute duds. Joey Peeps, you went 3-1. Pepper Jack, you were 3-1, and I was 2-2. 2-2. Thank you for showing up, Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. Just it actually, to me, I know I've been preaching this all week. To me, I felt that was a gimme bet all week. I just knew that Miami wasn't going to come out of South Beach, not a cold weather team, play in that cold abyss that was Pittsburgh and deal with that offense with Matt Moore as starting quarterback. I just felt that was a gimme all week.
Yeah, you would have been correct, and I would have not been correct. Is there a gimme coming up this weekend?
Well, one thing we did forecast correctly out of that
there's
game.
Not.
Go ahead, Jack.
The Ben Roethlisberger in a walking boot afterwards, and we all mentioned that his lower body is susceptible to injury.
Yeah, that's right. That is right.
But he got him. So
now, do you think that that's just bullshit fodder from Big Ben?
Big Ben will be shot up so much with cortisone. By the time he hits that field, he ain't going to feel nothing in that leg. It's
He'll
just
get
typical.
cortisone and Sasquatch juice?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you one thing. This is just business as usual for number 7. He's always dinged up. So.
Oh, you are such a man crush.
I do love me some Ben, man.
You want to squeeze his butt cheeks, man. It's gross.
You're going a little too far, but I have to say, I am all that big motherfucker.
It's such a man crush. It's disgusting. I guess I kind of have the same thing for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I kind of go back and forth. I tend to be pretty unfaithful.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is pretty special. That's not even need to be said.
I know. I want to lay in bed with him in Olivia Munn in my little number 12 jersey.
Can I sleep with you guys tonight?
What did you want to watch, Aaron? Liv? Ooh, another CSI. Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, one thing I might bring up though, Mr. Mike Tomlin could, if Ben is indeed a little banged up than normal, he suffered that injury when they were up 30-12 when the game was well out of reach. What was he doing in that game? Mike Tomlin might have to answer for that.
Maybe. I don't think the injury is anything. I like you said, I think it's business as usual. I think Ben's ready.
It is. He's always dinged up.
Let's get started on that Seattle at Atlanta game. These two teams had met earlier in the season with quite the finale, if anybody recalls. Weather, not an issue, as it is in a dome. The Atlanta Falcons are a 5-point home favorite. Over-under here has jumped all the way up to 51.5. I saw where it opened at 3.5 and 49.5. So you got a 2-point jump on the total over-under, and a 2-point jump, 1.5-point jump on the actual spread. So Atlanta laying 5, over-under here 51.5. Whoever wants it first, fellas.
Well, I think these two teams played earlier in the season, if I'm not mistaken.
They certainly did.
Who won that? Seattle, I believe, won it.
Seattle won that game in Seattle, 26-24 on the if you remember, it was a Richard Sherman late pass interference down the field where he, clear as day, hooked Julio Jones' arm, pulled him to the ground. Jones almost made a spectacular catch, but the referees just out of position, didn't see it, didn't call it, whatever the case might have been. So Seattle held on and won. I mean, there's some details about this game that are just important.
That spread was 6.5 earlier this year. They played on October 16th.
Seattle was a 6.5-point favorite. That's right.
Yes. Yeah. So now all of a sudden Atlanta's a 5-point favorite, 11.5-point turnaround. That's kind of crazy. That's a fact that I'm kind of dwelling on. I do think Atlanta is playing very good football. Seattle, all three of us knew last weekend that Seattle was going to be a force at home. I don't have too much faith in them on the road to win this game, but I do think that they're going to play it close to the vest. I'm going to go without Earl Thomas in the defensive backfield. I think that's that's an additional 3 points for Atlanta at least. America sees it 57% on Atlanta minus the 5.
Wow.
I'm going to go opposite.
Did Russia hack that?
Yeah, I'm going to take Atlanta. I think Matt Ryan put some points on the board. I think, but I do think Seattle plays it close and covers the spread. I'm going to go Atlanta 26, Seattle 24.
Once again, same score.
Slightly under, slightly under, but I think Atlanta gets some redemption.
Okay. Couple things to throw out. The over-under here, like we mentioned, opened up at 49.5, moved to 51.5. Clearly, the last time these two teams played, their total was 50. That really doesn't mean a lot. But in the last 10 games, both of these teams, Seattle has been 4 of 6 over. Atlanta has been 5 of 5 over in the last 10. So points. I went back and looked at all of Seattle's games this year. They gave up a lot of points in a lot of games. That defense is not as airtight as it once was or once thought of years ago. When they would win games 12-3, now they're losing games 12-3. That defense is not that good. I think the Atlanta Falcons at home will probably settle in and get comfortable, but there's no way they're blowing anybody out here. 34-29 Atlanta. I am calling my shot. I'm calling the push.
The push.
I'm calling the push.